Chapter 1420, Fame Too Great, Not Always a Good Thing. Lin Moyu returned alone to Fortress Number 1, still pondering Zhu Qiwu's words. Zhu Qiwu hadn't told him exactly what had happened, but his strange expression made Lin Moyu's imagination run wild. As soon as he stepped out of the teleportation array, he heard exclamations.
That's Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu is back. So that's Lin Moyu. He's really young. Not only young, but also good-looking. If only I could be his Tao companion. A figure comparable to the war god, reaching the super god realm at 28. Truly extraordinary.
The exclamations were accompanied by a surge of faith power, like waves crashing in. Outside the teleportation array, a large number of cultivators were gathered, and almost all eyes were focused on him. Among them, a few gazes were particularly intense, like wolves. Lin Moyu, who was used to life and death situations, was momentarily stunned. He finally understood why Zhu Qiwu had such a strange expression and why he had to return alone. These people were his fans, and they were the most fanatical ones, providing him with a large amount of faith power. Lin Moyu couldn't do anything to them since they were his fans and fellow humans.
Fortunately, they are still restrained and haven't rushed over.
Just as this thought crossed his mind, Lin Moyu realized something was wrong. It wasn't that they were restrained, but that there was a military presence in the sky. 1,000-strong military unit formed a semicircle, imposing and managing the area. It wasn't the fans' restraint but the military's suppression. Lin Moyu breathed a sigh of relief.
The military is reliable. Senior Shu must have known this, which is why he didn't come. If these fans had rushed over, even I wouldn't know how to handle it.
Fighting wasn't an option, nor was scolding. It was more troublesome than facing enemies. A majestic voice suddenly came from the sky.
Officer Lin, please board the warship.
Lin Moyu recognized the voice of Colonel Ku Yuanjun, the commander of Fortress Number 1. He didn't expect him to come as well. In the starry sky outside the fortress, a massive God Sovereign-class warship was docked, its doors open, and Ku Yuanjun stood at the entrance. His voice was like heavenly music, rescuing Lin Moyu from
danger.
Without a word, Lin Moyu transformed into a stream of light and appeared in front of Ku Yuanjun almost instantly. With a hint of gratitude, he said,
Thank you, Colonel Ke.
Ku Yuanjun, an experienced man, laughed heartily.
No need to be polite. You're a celebrity now.
Lin Moyu smiled wryly.
We're all cultivators. Who would have thought?
At Ku Yuanjun's invitation, Lin Moyu boarded the warship. Although Ku Yuanjun was a god sovereign, a corps commander, and a general, he was very approachable and treated Lin Moyu with great respect. Firstly, because Lin Moyu's future achievements would not be below his own as long as he didn't die. Secondly, because Ku Yuanjun's personal disciple was saved by Lin Moyu, and was even now under Lin Moyu's protection. Ku Yuanjun remembered this favor. Unconsciously, Ku Yuanjun already regarded Lin Moyu as an equal. After boarding the warship, it slowly flew away from Fortress Number 1. Lin Moyu took the initiative to ask,
Colonel, is there something you need from me?
Ku Yuanjun replied,
There's nothing specific. I just received a message from the Guardian, so I came to welcome you.
As expected, Zhu Qiwu had anticipated this situation. Lin Moyu silently noted this in his mind. Ku Yuanjun took out a mask.
The Guardian asked me to prepare this for you.
Lin Moyu found the mask familiar. After thinking for a moment, he remembered that Gu Qingxian had a similar mask before. However, Gu Qingxian used it in the Human Emperor network, and Lin Moyu hadn't used it much, almost forgetting about it. He took the mask and activated a detection spell. Concealment Mask. God King level Human Emperor treasure. Can be used in both the real world and the Human Emperor network. Changes appearance, conceals aura, undetectable below the God Sovereign level. He didn't expect the seemingly ordinary mask Gu Qingxian used to be a Human Emperor treasure. Human Emperor treasures are special, existing simultaneously in the real world and the Human Emperor network. If it exists in the real world, It also appears in the Human Emperor network as a virtual treasure. According to Lin Moyu's understanding, it means the treasure is registered in the Human Emperor network, which knows all its functions, allowing it to perform the same in both realms. As far as Lin Moyu knew, there were countless types of treasures, far more than millions. So not every treasure could become a Human Emperor treasure. Therefore, Human Emperor treasures were rare, and most used in the Human Emperor network were virtual treasures created by the network, all standardized. Lin Moyu tried the mask, and his appearance and aura completely changed. He could also make fine adjustments according to his requirements. Soon, Lin Moyu transformed into another person. His previously refined and gentle appearance became rough and fierce, with a menacing look. If he changed his clothes, he would be unrecognizable. The once gentle Lin Moyu now looked like a thug, as if everyone owed him millions of points. Ku Yuanjun laughed heartily.
Who did you turn into?
Lin Moyu replied.
A senior named Chihua.
Ku Yuanjun pondered.
I think I've heard that name before. All right, the Guardian's task is complete. Where are you headed next?
Lin Moyu said.
I need to go to the trading center and then take on some tasks.
Before the 4-star domain competition, Lin Moyu needed to complete the chain tasks. With less than 2 years left, time was running out. Lin Moyu's task completion speed was already fast, but many people took decades or even centuries to complete chain tasks. One of the tasks required killing the top 10 on the Vermilion Bird bounty list in the battlefield, which was the most troublesome. If those people hadn't entered the battlefield, it would be difficult to complete. From Zhu Qiwu's words, it seemed they had arrived. Ku Yuanjun said,
We've done some things recently, and the situation in the battlefield has changed, becoming more dangerous. Be careful.
Lin Moyu asked.
What happened?
Ku Yuanjun laughed.
A young lady from the Yu family knows all about it. You young people can communicate better. Ask her.
In Fortress Number 1, almost nothing escaped Ku Yuanjun's notice. Lin Moyu always went to the trading center and then to the military merit office to certify his merits, so Ku Yuanjun knew everything. It wasn't difficult to deduce Lin Moyu's relationship with Yu Zhu. The Yu family had its own information channels, and the military had its intelligence system. Lin Moyu wasn't surprised.
All right, I'll ask her.
The warship had a small teleportation array, and through it, Lin Moyu returned to Fortress Number 1. He had already transformed into Chihua's appearance, with a change of clothes, looking rough and fierce. The people around the teleportation array only glanced at him and then lost interest. Using the concealment mask, Lin Moyu headed to the trading center. At this moment, he felt that great fame wasn't always a good thing. It could bring trouble. 1421, 1421. Chapter 1421. Something seems off. At the trading center, Yu Qing was leisurely sitting at the central counter, resting her chin in her hands, lost in thought. Most of the time, transactions at the trading center were self-service, and even if staff were needed, there were plenty available. It was rare for anyone to bother her, so Yu Qing was mostly idle. A shadow loomed over the counter as someone approached. Yu Qing looked up and was startled by the sight. The person had a fierce look, as if ready to eat someone. Yu Qing was so frightened that her face turned pale.
You, what do you want?
Lin Moyu was also taken aback by Yu Qing's reaction. Was he really that scary? When he had seen Chihua, he did feel that Chihua looked a bit fierce, but he was actually a good person. Lin Moyu said,
I'm looking for Yu Zhu.
Yu Qing regained her composure, calmed her mind, and refused.
Miss Yu Zhu is busy. If you need to make a large transaction, I can arrange for another trader to assist you.
Lin Moyu asked,
Is Yu Zhu very busy? I can wait.
Yu Qing shook her head.
No need to wait. Miss Yu Zhu will not trade with you.
Seeing her firm attitude, Lin Moyu roughly guessed the reason.
Miss Yu Qing, take a look at who I am.
He temporarily activated his Human Emperor network permissions, revealing his name.
What's there to see?
Yu Qing muttered. She had been startled at first and hadn't looked at Lin Moyu properly since. Lin Moyu's appearance was too frightening, not just ugly, but genuinely terrifying. Now, hearing Lin Moyu's words, Yuqing reluctantly looked over, and her beautiful eyes widened instantly.
You are.
She quickly covered her mouth.
So it's Mr. Lin. Miss Yuzhu is waiting for you in the usual place. I'll arrange it right away.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
Thank you.
In the courtyard at the back, Lin Moyu arrived at the usual place. The pavilion was the same as before, and Yuzhu hadn't changed much in the past 2 years. She still exuded an air of nobility, maturity, and elegance. Only those who knew her well would know that much of Yuzhu's demeanor was an act. She was actually very lively, like a little girl, and sometimes even a bit mischievous. Seeing Lin Moyu, Yuzhu let out a bell-like laugh, her clear and melodious laughter echoing from the pavilion.
Captain, why do you look like this?
She held her stomach, laughing so hard she almost fell over, completely losing her previous noble demeanor. Lin Moyu helplessly entered the pavilion and removed the concealment mask, returning to his original appearance. Only his clothes couldn't be changed for now, and with Lin Moyu's appearance, his refined look now had a touch of wildness. Yuzhu stopped laughing, her eyes sparkling.
Captain, I think you look great dressed like this.
Lin Moyu joked with her.
Are you saying I didn't look good before?
Yuzhu quickly shook her head.
I didn't say that. If you take it that way, there's nothing I can do.
Lin Moyu chuckled, picked up a teacup, and took a sip, savoring the cool tea fragrance.
I find that only when I come to your place can I enjoy a good cup of tea.
He was usually too busy, either cultivating, killing, or on the way to do either, with no time to relax. Since entering the great world, it had always been like this. Only when he came to Yuzhu's place could he steal a moment of leisure, making him feel like he was back in the few years after his marriage in the small world. Yuzhu smiled.
In that case, Captain, you should come more often. I'll always be waiting for you.
Lin Moyu's heart skipped a beat, but he didn't respond. When Yuzhu said this, her face also showed a hint of blush, and she quickly changed the subject.
Captain, I really think you look even better after ascending to God King.
Lin Moyu had returned to his original appearance, naturally exuding an indescribable noble aura. It was the aura of the God King golden body, something ordinary God Kings did not possess. Yuzhu didn't understand, but she was very perceptive and truly felt the change in Lin Moyu. She had seen many God Kings and even God Sovereigns, but none were like Lin Moyu. Yuzhu felt herself being drawn in, her gaze firmly captured by an invisible force. Lin Moyu smiled.
2 years apart, your flattery has improved. Any new information?
Yuzhu became slightly serious.
Captain, didn't you read my messages?
She reminded him solemnly.
Messages in the Human Emperor Network.
Lin Moyu laughed.
I really didn't notice.
Unlike those born in the Great World, who were accustomed to using the Human Emperor Network, Lin Moyu, coming from a small world, didn't rely on it much. He wasn't familiar with many of its functions and didn't usually check messages there. If it were someone from the Great World, the first thing they would do upon returning to Fortress Number 1 would be to check their messages in the Human Emperor Network. Yuzhu urged.
Then check it now.
Lin Moyu, not embarrassed, immediately checked. He didn't have many friends in the Human Emperor Network, fewer than 10, and rarely received messages. The last 10 messages were all from Yuzhu, each detailing changes in the battlefield situation. Lin Moyu read them one by one, from the oldest to the most recent. A year ago, the human race and the demons went to war, starting in War Zone Number 7 for unknown reasons, seemingly related to a significant loss for the demons. Lin Moyu guessed it was related to him. During his mission to find the military star map, he had nearly wiped out the entire demon army, with only Commander Augustus escaping. Such a huge loss led to the complete annihilation of the demon main force in War Zone Number 7. Naturally, the demons blamed the humans, so war was inevitable. The human race was never afraid of the demons. If they wanted to fight, the humans would fight, As the war began, it gradually spread outward. Later, war zones number 6 and number 8 also went to war. Overall, the human race had more victories than defeats, generally not suffering much. Half a year ago, the Golden Eagle clan suddenly intervened. They fought the human race in war zones number 5 and number 9, coming in fiercely and putting great pressure on the humans. Strangely, the Golden Eagle clan and the demons did not fight each other. Instead, they seemed to be joining forces against the humans. The human race was still unafraid, continuously sending reinforcements from the star domain. 3 months ago, a war also broke out outside the battlefield in the Vermilion Bird star domain. This time, the humans took the initiative to attack the demons and the Golden Eagle clan. Reading through the messages, Lin Moyu realized that this war seemed related to him and also to the 4-star domain competition. The Black Hole Serpent incident in war zones number 7 to 77 was the initial spark. Later, the Yellow Earth Desert incident caused even more losses for the demons. However, Lin Moyu wasn't concerned about the war. Similar wars had been fought countless times and would eventually end, having little impact on either side. The whole process seemed more like a training exercise. Lin Moyu was more concerned about his tasks. Among the 10 messages, 2 mentioned that 6 of the top 10 enemies on the Vermilion Bird bounty list had entered the Vermilion Bird battlefield. But these 2 messages were from over half a year ago and were outdated. The most recent message, from 10 days ago, stated that 9 of the top 10 enemies on the Vermilion Bird bounty list had entered the Vermilion Bird battlefield.
This seems a bit off.
1422 Chapter 1422. Help me spread a message. If Lin Moyu could understand the demons starting a war with the human race due to suffering major losses from his 2 missions, that would be understandable. However, the intervention of the Golden Eagle clan was rather strange. With only a little over 2 years left until the 4-star domain competition, it was not normal for the human race to take the initiative and start a war with the demons. Lin Moyu knew that before the 4-star domain competition began, each of the 4-star domains would hold selection competitions within their respective star systems. For the human race, this was a grand occasion, so why would they choose to start a war at this particular time? Once a war started, it wasn't something that could be ended at will. If it was just a small skirmish, that would be fine, but if it was a major conflict, it could easily last dozens of years. How could the 4-star domain competition still be held then? Furthermore, those ranked in the top 10 of the bounty list rarely entered the battlefield before. But now one by one they had all come. 9 out of the top 10 had arrived, which made Lin Moyu quite puzzled. These 9 people did not conceal their movements at all after entering the battlefield. Instead, they were rather high-profile, clearly announcing their whereabouts to others. After reading the messages, Lin Moyu fell into deep thought, while Yu Zhu did not disturb him and simply brewed tea for him. Top, top, top. Lin Moyu gently tapped his fingertips on the tea table, making a rhythmic sound. After a while, he stopped. Yu Zhu smiled.
Captain, have you figured something out?
Lin Moyu said.
The information about me was deliberately leaked.
Yu Zhu looked puzzled.
Why do you say that?
Lin Moyu said in a low voice.
You should know about the situation at the teleportation array, right? Aren't they all your admirers?
Yu Zhu still couldn't connect the cause and effect, seeming completely clueless. Lin Moyu reasoned step by step.
First, they did come to admire me, but not because I was ranked first in the 3 rankings. There have been many people in history who achieved that, and it doesn't seem like such an incident has ever happened before. From this, we can see that they came here for another reason. I heard them mention my age from their brief words, that I reached the super god realm at 28 years old. This is the main reason. They see me as the second war god Shao, which is why they acted so crazily. However, the news of me reaching the super god realm at 28, apart from those who were with me in the war god hall that day, outsiders wouldn't know about it. They also wouldn't have the ability to spread this news throughout the entire Vermilion Bird star domain, let alone into the battlefield. So it can be imagined that this news must have been spread by someone else. Why would they spread this news? The purpose is actually quite simple: to make others feel afraid. Our opponents don't want to see another war god appear in the human race, so they would try to find a way to nip it in the bud. But they couldn't find me, so another piece of news was spread that I was in the battlefield doing missions, and one of my missions was to kill the top 10 people on the Vermilion Bird bounty list. This is why those in the top 10 of the bounty list came, and why they didn't conceal their movements at all. Their goal was to lure me over.
Yu Zhu originally didn't tell Lin Moyu the situation she had analyzed, intending to wait for him to ask before showing off her little cleverness. But before she could even sell it, Lin Moyu had already thoroughly analyzed the situation. Listening to Lin Moyu's logical and coherent analysis, Yu Zhu asked,
Captain, if the situation in the battlefield is like this, why did our Vermilion Bird star domain take the initiative to start a war? With the 4-star domain competition coming up, stability has always been the priority in previous years.
In the historical records, the human race would not make any moves before the 4-star domain competition, generally maintaining stability. This time was indeed unusual. Lin Moyu said,
The rats that have been hiding for a long time will eventually be dragged out. Usually, our family is big enough to spare them some food, but when real treasures appear, we need to clean them up.
Yu Zhu's eyes lit up as she understood the meaning behind Lin Moyu's words. There were indeed many people of various races planted within the human race, either lured by interests or controlled. These people would occasionally leak information about the human race to the outside. Usually, the human race could turn a blind eye or even take advantage of them. But when it came to important matters, these people needed to be eliminated, lest they become hidden dangers in the future. This was the time when Lin Moyu, identified as the human race's seed of fire, would be cultivated. Lin Moyu felt that his guess was probably not wrong. As a seed of fire for the human race, there were levels of distinction. He himself should be at the highest level of seed of fire, and the higher races might even cultivate him as the second war god. For many races, if he truly became a second war god, it would be an absolute nightmare. So they would undoubtedly try every means to prevent his growth. However, the human race would also find ways to eliminate potential hidden dangers for him. Lin Moyu was well aware of the human race's approach to cultivating their younger generations. Most problems required you to handle them yourself, but for some potential hidden dangers or problems you clearly couldn't handle, the higher-ups would help resolve them. Just like with the previous Kong when Buddha, the higher-ups of the human race directly went to the Buddha clan afterwards. For this ancient Buddha's palm strike, Lin Moyu expected the human race to make a similar response. He couldn't fully understand Zhu Qiwu's words before, but combining the information he received today, Lin Moyu finally understood the meaning behind Zhu Qiwu's words. The information about the Buddha clan needed to be updated, meaning that if some people in the Buddha clan died, the information would need to be updated. A simple sentence that was incomprehensible at first, but when truly understood, it was filled with the intent to kill. After figuring everything out, Lin Moyu felt a sense of enlightenment. Lin Moyu took a sip of iced tea, suppressing the slight excitement in his heart.
Tell me their specific locations.
In the Vermilion Bird Star Domain's bounty list, 6 of the top 10 were demons, 2 were from the Golden Eagle clan, 1 was from the 3 Silver clan, and the last one was from the Flying Python clan. This time, the one ranked 9th from the Flying Python clan didn't come, but the rest were all present. Yu Zhu's small face showed a hint of excitement.
Okay, the one ranked first is Fengs.
Before she could finish, Lin Moyu interrupted her. Lin Moyu said in a low voice,
No need to say it. I'll change my method. Help me spread a message that I will go to Area 8 to 88 to carry out a mission in 2 days.
Yu Zhu's eyes widened.
Captain, you plan to...
1423. Chapter 1423. Since you're in the game, let's play along. Lin Moyu left the trading center, adopting Chihua's appearance and demeanor, and walked towards the mission center with a burly and rough look. His appearance attracted a lot of attention, but because of his fierce look, most people quickly looked away. Lin Moyu's current appearance made him look like a bad guy at first glance. Now, everywhere in Fortress Number 1, people were talking about Lin Moyu. 7 out of 10 conversations were about Lin Moyu. Especially after Lin Moyu's return, the discussions about him increased even more. Amidst the chatter about Lin Moyu, he entered the mission center. After waiting for a while, he reached a mission platform. 2 years ago, Lin Moyu had looked for suitable missions, but due to his realm at the time, many missions were not available to him. But now, there were no such restrictions. Starting from the God King realm, most missions were unrestricted. From He Renqing, he learned that there was a peculiar star in the 8 to 88 area. It was identical to the peculiar star he had seen in the Vermilion Bird star domain. The peculiar star contained the undying law, and absorbing the energy from the peculiar star could rapidly enhance one's realm. Moreover, this enhancement was without any loss, not just energy but also the comprehension of the law. Felt like a form of inheritance. When he absorbed the energy of the peculiar star in 05, he also saw the approximate locations of other peculiar stars in the Great World. Some of them couldn't be found on the star map, and one of them was in the 8 to 88 area of the Vermilion Bird battlefield. Lin Moyu quickly found the mission for the 8 to 88 area. There was only one mission in the 8 to 88 area. He accepted the mission and then left the mission center. He knew that someone would spread the information about him accepting the mission in the 8 to 88 area, and combined with the message Yuju would spread, it wouldn't take half a day for those guys to know he was heading to the 8 to 88 area. Zhu Qiwu had said that rats needed to be hit and also used, and he indeed accepted the mission and was indeed going to the 8 to 88 area. Everything was real, just waiting for the fish to take the bait. Lin Moyu entered the teleportation array, heading to Fortress Number 8, while checking the specific mission information. Battlefield mission: kill peculiar life forms. In the 8 to 88 area, there is a peculiar star containing 2 completely different forces. 2 types of life forms live on the star. Kill them and bring back their crystal cores. Restriction: God King first tier. Completion condition: kill 10 of each type of life form and bring back their crystal cores.
Astérisque astérisque mission reward 10,000 mission point.
Note: the gray life forms have strong attack power, and the white life forms have strong recovery power. Both types of life forms are between the 2nd and 3rd tiers of the God King realm. If you are corroded by the gray life forms, please seek treatment immediately. Reminder: the life forms may mutate. If you encounter mutated life forms, do not hesitate. Escape with all your might. Looking at the mission information, Lin Moyu found that this mission was not safe and had variables. The variable was encountering mutated life forms, and the only suggested method was to escape with all your might. Clearly, the mutated life forms were extremely terrifying. Those who accepted this mission were mostly cultivators above the 3rd tier of the God King realm. With their strength, dealing with ordinary peculiar life forms was not a problem. But if they encountered mutated life forms, escaping was the only option. Clearly, the mutated life forms were extremely terrifying. The human race's mission system and cultivation model determined that there would be no strategies for such missions. If there were strategies, they would only be circulated among a few people or within family records. There would be no public strategies. Everything had to be explored on one's own, and giving such a reminder was already quite considerate. Lin Moyu deeply suspected that the person who created the Human Emperor network and the human race's rules was very fatalistic. Those who were unlucky and died halfway through the mission were not worth cultivating. If someone had extraordinary luck, like Su Qingyang, who could wait 1,000 years for rescue, such a person was worth cultivating. Lin Moyu had this feeling more than once. From this, he realized that no matter the level of the cultivator or their status, luck was really important. Good luck could turn a desperate situation into a smooth path, at least allowing one to escape death. Bad luck could get you struck by lightning while walking. After a long teleportation, Lin Moyu arrived at Fortress Number 8. Due to the war, the atmosphere in Fortress Number 8 was somewhat oppressive. When Lin Moyu returned from the mysterious land, he felt the change in atmosphere. At that time, he didn't realize it was due to the war. Now, Fortress Number 8 had entered war mode, with troops stationed around the fortress and warships ready for action. Even during wartime, the teleportation array was still busy, with many cultivators doing missions. The more intense the war, the more one needed to improve oneself. Whether for self-preservation or joining the war, strong strength was the foundation. The teleportation array lit up again, sending Lin Moyu to the forward base in the 88 area. The forward base also had a 10,000-strong army stationed, along with several giant warships. As soon as Lin Moyu arrived, he felt numerous gazes on him. The soldiers' eyes filled with scrutiny. War had made the soldiers more vigilant. Lin Moyu transformed into a stream of light and headed towards the peculiar star. He no longer needed to use the Battle King Tower. Since obtaining the 9th tier God King Realm Flash Lich, his speed had surpassed the Battle King Tower and all God Kings. Lin Moyu's speed was incredibly fast, comparable to a God Sovereign. In the blink of an eye, he disappeared from sight. The soldiers who had been observing Lin Moyu were astonished.
What incredible speed!
Another soldier beside him said,
Indeed, this speed, I feel even a warship might not catch up. Exactly, I have the same feeling. His realm is definitely not just God King. A God King can't have such speed. I guess he might be a God Sovereign. Should we report this to the captain? Yes, we should. The situation is tense now, and any unusual activity must be reported.
The two reported Lin Moyu's situation to their captain, who then reported it to the corps commander. The information was passed up the chain until it reached Zhu Qiwu. Upon hearing the description, Zhu Qiwu knew it was Lin Moyu heading to the 8 to 88 area. He also checked Lin Moyu's mission information and confirmed that he had indeed accepted the mission in the 8 to 88 area. Combining this with the message Lin Moyu had Yu Zhu spread, Zhu Qiwu's eyes showed a strange expression.
This kid is adding fuel to the fire. Being ranked first on the must-kill list isn't enough. He wants to secure that position.
At that moment, several more messages arrived, and Zhu Qiwu's eyes sparkled with a cold smile.
Hee, the kid must have anticipated this. The fish have taken the bait. Since you're all in the game, we naturally have to join in and play along.
His voice thundered as he issued an order.
Command all corps commanders and elders to join the battle.
Nearby, the human army was already prepared. With his order, they sprang into action. 1424, 1424. Chapter 1424. One punch breaks 10,000 laws. A silent understanding formed between Lin Moyu and Zhu Qiwu. Lin Moyu used himself as bait to lure those who wanted to kill him. To prevent the human race's god sovereigns from intervening, the demons and the Golden Eagle clan would undoubtedly intensify their offensive. Their god sovereigns would also take action, launching fierce attacks on the human race. Only god sovereigns could block god sovereigns, so the human race's god sovereigns would also be held back. At that time, Lin Moyu would be in the 8 to 88 area. When the two clans sent people to kill Lin Moyu, they would secretly dispatch 1 or 2 god sovereigns to ensure Lin Moyu's death. Lin Moyu had another consideration. The human race had a mission system and other races did too. Killing those on the bounty list would earn military merits, and other races could do the same. Now, he was at the top of the must-kill list in several races, with countless people wanting to kill him. The top 10 on the bounty list used themselves as bait to lure him to kill them. Now, he reversed the situation, exposing his location to attract them and then capturing them all in one go. Lin Moyu had Yu Zhu spread the message that he would go to the 8 to 88 area in 2 days. In reality, Lin Moyu had already arrived in the 8 to 88 area in less than half a day. The extra time was for him to complete his mission. He had people to kill and tasks to complete. In other words, Lin Moyu didn't take them seriously at all. His strength gave him the confidence that anyone who dared to come after him would pay the price, even if they were god sovereigns. In his sight appeared a peculiar star, gray and white, perfectly split down the middle, not a bit more or less. The peculiar star was identical to the one he had seen in the Vermilion Bird Star domain, only larger, giving Lin Moyu a stronger feeling. The undying law was split into the power of life and the power of death. Those who didn't cultivate the undying law would only see these two forces as the law of life and the law of death. Back in the Vermilion Bird Star domain, cultivators thought the same and tried to comprehend the law of life and the law of death from it. But they didn't know it was impossible. Only by fully merging the two laws could one form the top-tier undying law.
This peculiar star is even more powerful. Who knows how many years it has existed, and it has given birth to law-based life forms. I don't know how the peculiar star was formed. In that era, someone must have mastered the undying law.
Lin Moyu believed that only the undying law could give birth to a peculiar star. The peculiar star didn't look naturally formed. But without evidence, he couldn't say it was impossible. The closer he got to the peculiar star, the stronger the feeling from the laws. Lin Moyu felt a sense of closeness, with the power of death and the power of life simultaneously enveloping him, making him feel very comfortable. A cold light rose from the peculiar star, transforming into a giant axe in the starry sky, slashing towards Lin Moyu. Facing the giant axe, Lin Moyu punched out, golden light flashing on his fist. The physical strength of his second-tier god king golden body exploded, shattering the giant axe and the laws on it. A giant axe-type magical treasure fell from the void, and Lin Moyu saw the attacker. A member of the Golden Eagle clan picked up the axe and charged at Lin Moyu again. He transformed into golden light, moving extremely fast, reaching Lin Moyu in an instant. Most members of the Golden Eagle clan didn't use weapons, believing their claws were the best magical treasures. But a few liked to use weapons, mainly swords, followed by spears. Using an axe was rare. This Golden Eagle clan member had the cultivation of a third-tier god king, and the axe was a low-tier god king magical treasure, which was nothing in Lin Moyu's eyes. Relying on his speed advantage, the Golden Eagle clan member almost instantly reached Lin Moyu, slashing down with the axe. Lin Moyu could clearly see the sneer in his eyes. Lin Moyu punched out again, using no laws or spells, just the pure strength of his physical body. A simple punch. Golden light flashed on his fist, similar to the Golden Eagle clan's golden light.
Courting death.
The Golden Eagle clan member snorted disdainfully. He seemed to see Lin Moyu being chopped to pieces by the axe. Golden light exploded, and the God King magical treasure axe shattered, exploding on the spot. The Golden Eagle clan member was sent flying by the immense force, his eyes filled with disbelief. In the next moment, his narrow eagle eyes shrank as Lin Moyu appeared before him, punching towards his head. The Golden Eagle clan member screeched, golden light bursting from his body as he fled towards the peculiar star. But he was fast and Lin Moyu was faster. Even among the God Kings, the speed-specialized Golden Eagle clan couldn't match Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu followed closely, his golden fist landing on the Golden Eagle clan member. Flesh exploded, and the Golden Eagle clan member screamed as a huge hole was blasted in his body. Fear filled his eagle eyes, and Lin Moyu's second punch landed. This punch smashed his head like a watermelon, blood and flesh flying. The punch shattered his head and destroyed his soul. The Golden Eagle clan member couldn't understand even in death why, as a third-tier god king, he couldn't withstand two punches. How did Lin Moyu shatter his magical treasure with one punch? He would never understand.
One punch breaks 10,000 laws. The physical body is indeed impressive.
Lin Moyu looked at his golden fist, not using any laws, shattering a magical treasure with one punch and killing with two punches, clean and efficient. This further solidified his desire to enhance his physical body. With the Golden Eagle clan member's corpse and blood, Lin Moyu stepped onto the peculiar star's ground. He entered the gray area, filled with the power of death. The power of death was highly corrosive, and cultivators here had to constantly use laws to resist the corrosion. Lin Moyu stood on the ground, feeling the power of death entering his body, merging with his undying law. What others needed to resist, Lin Moyu absorbed without any problem. The power of death was so corrosive that in less than a minute, the Golden Eagle clan member's corpse was already 1/3 corroded. In a few more minutes, there would be no trace left of him. Looking into the distance, Lin Moyu saw a gray gas approaching. The gray gas moved quickly, transforming into limbs and a head as it approached. When it was 10,000 meters away, the gray gas had taken on a form similar to Lin Moyu's. At 5,000 meters, the gas solidified, becoming a clear figure identical to Lin Moyu. It had the same limbs, height, and even similar expressions, with clothes identical to Lin Moyu's. If not for its pure gray color, Lin Moyu would have thought it was another version of himself. Felt like looking in a mirror.
This is the peculiar life form. Truly fascinating.
The peculiar life form, now resembling Lin Moyu, accelerated. It quickly crossed the remaining distance, reaching Lin Moyu and spreading its limbs to embrace him. It didn't attack, just embraced him like an old friend. Lin Moyu punched out, golden light flashing on his fist, piercing through its body. 1425 Chapter 1425. No wonder they flee at first sight. Lin Moyu's fist, glowing with golden light, punched through the peculiar life form. The gray gas collapsed, and his fist emerged from the other side of the gray gas. However, the peculiar life form was not affected and still pounced on Lin Moyu. A powerful force of death erupted, transforming into a strong corrosive force, beginning to corrode everything about Lin Moyu. Golden light burst from Lin Moyu's body, and the God King golden body automatically activated, resisting the corrosion. The corrosive force originated from the death force of the undying law, but it had clearly mutated and had a manipulator. Since this death force had an owner, Lin Moyu could no longer absorb it, and it could also attack him. With the God King golden body protecting him, the death force found it difficult to corrode him. His powerful physical body became Lin Moyu's best shield. If it were another cultivator, they would need to use laws to kill or dispel the peculiar life form at this moment. Otherwise, within a minute, their laws would be completely corroded. But Lin Moyu didn't need to do anything, and the peculiar life form couldn't do anything to him. The strength of his physical body was comprehensive, providing protection far superior to laws of the same realm. Lin Moyu let out a light shout, and the golden light exploded. The peculiar life form attached to him also exploded, and a gray crystal core the size of a fist fell to the ground with a crisp sound. Lin Moyu drew the crystal core into his palm and examined it carefully. The crystal core was gray, like a crystal but not transparent. Inside the crystal core, a mass of gray gas rolled, emitting the aura of laws. Lin Moyu carefully sensed it and finally shook his head, putting the crystal core away. The laws within the crystal core had already mutated and were no longer pure. The laws inside could no longer be absorbed or utilized. The death force was only a part of the undying law and not complete. Now, after being polluted, it was even less useful for comprehension. In Lin Moyu's view, the crystal core had no value. Even if a powerful being could remove the impurities from the crystal core, it would still be of little use. However, a task was a task, and Lin Moyu didn't need to consider these things. He just needed to bring back the crystal cores of the peculiar life forms. First, he would complete the task, then absorb the power of the peculiar star to enhance himself. The reason for this arrangement was that he was unsure if the peculiar life forms would still exist after he absorbed the power of the peculiar star. If they no longer existed, his task would fail. While Lin Moyu was pondering, another gray peculiar life form rushed over. Like before, it constantly changed shape, becoming more and more like Lin Moyu as it approached, until it looked almost identical. They had no fixed form and would take on the appearance of whoever they encountered, then pounce and cover every corner of the enemy's body. Lin Moyu pointed, and bone hell appeared, instantly enveloping the peculiar life form. Without a target, the peculiar life form lost its ability to change shape and reverted to a gaseous state. In bone hell, there were many peculiar spirits which also had no specific form. The peculiar life form locked onto the peculiar spirits, changing its shape to match theirs. It would become a ball, then disperse, then become a long strip. Whatever shape the peculiar spirits took, the peculiar life form would follow. Lin Moyu watched this transformation with interest, feeling it was quite amusing. A few seconds later, the peculiar spirits attacked, instantly destroying the peculiar lifeform, which was only at the third tier of the God King realm. Lin Moyu obtained a second gray crystal core, but strangely, the peculiar lifeform did not become a slave of bone hell. When they died, they were truly dead, completely dissipating, leaving no trace except for the crystal core. Even bone hell couldn't drag them into hell or enslave them. Lin Moyu held the crystal core thoughtfully.
Strictly speaking, they can't be considered living beings. They are just remnants of undead thoughts combined with laws, possessing some characteristics of life forms. On the peculiar star, many people must have died over the years. The thoughts of these cultivators were strong and didn't completely die. That's why they can't become slaves of bone hell. They don't qualify.
Lin Moyu saw through the essence of the peculiar life forms and understood what was going on. On the peculiar star, strong beings from various races came and went, and battles never ceased. The thoughts of those who died reacted with the laws on the peculiar star, eventually forming peculiar life forms. In essence, there was nothing special about them. If one couldn't see through it, it would seem quite mysterious. Lin Moyu didn't waste any more time and released the undead army. There were many peculiar life forms, and the task required only 10 crystal cores. In just over 10 minutes, Lin Moyu collected 10 crystal cores containing the force of death. Next, Lin Moyu headed to the white area filled with the force of life to collect 10 crystal cores containing the force of life. Lin Moyu transformed into a stream of light and flew towards the area filled with the force of life. The peculiar star was enormous, larger than a star. However, with Lin Moyu's speed, it took only a few seconds to circle it. At the boundary between the death force area and the life force area, there was a middle zone about 10,000 kilometers wide. From a distance, the middle zone looked like a belt encircling the peculiar star. In the middle zone, the death force and life force intertwined, resembling the undying law. After sensing it carefully for a while, Lin Moyu showed a hint of disdain.
It seems fused, but in reality, they are still separate, each acting independently.
On the surface, the two forces appeared to have fused, but internally they were still separate and couldn't be called the undying law. However, Lin Moyu had to admit that the combination of the two laws greatly enhanced their power. A scream echoed through the heavens, and Lin Moyu flew towards the sound, seeing someone in the distance enveloped by a gray-white peculiar life form. The peculiar life form had taken on the person's appearance, completely covering them like a second skin. The person was a fourth-tier God King realm cultivator, struggling desperately but unable to break free. The death force continuously corroded him, quickly eroding his laws, then starting to corrode his flesh. When the flesh was corroded away, white bones were exposed. But then something strange happened. His flesh began to regrow. Soon, he was restored to his original state, as if he had never been injured. Then, the second round of corrosion began. When the corrosion reached a certain point, the flesh began to regrow. This cycle repeated endlessly, with no beginning and no end. The scene was incredibly eerie, making anyone who saw it feel uneasy. He couldn't die, nor could he live. It was like an endless torment, extremely cruel. The God King had long stopped struggling, seemingly resigned to his fate. Only his screams continued, as the pain was unbearable. Lin Moyu squinted his eyes, seeing that the pain came from the soul. The God King was close to death, with the death force corroding his soul along with his flesh. The pain was transmitted from the soul. The life force only healed the flesh, not the soul.
So this is a mutated life form? It's indeed cruel. No wonder they flee at first sight.
1426 1426. Chapter 1426. If you can't handle it, then die. The mutated life forms contain both the forces of life and death within them. Once contaminated by these forces, it becomes extremely difficult to escape. Due to the presence of the force of life, the force of death is protected, making it much more troublesome to deal with. The final result is that one cannot break free. When one's own laws are completely corroded and the physical body loses the protection of the laws, death will descend. Lin Moyu understood this and had a corresponding solution. But he did not take action. The God King in front of him was from the Three Silver Clan, an enemy of the human race. He wasn't about to suddenly become benevolent and save an enemy. If it were an ally like the Butterfly Clan, he would naturally help. If it were a neutral race, he might help depending on his mood. The God King was still some time away from true death, and Lin Moyu lost interest in watching. He turned and flew into the white area filled with the force of life. Upon entering the life force area, he immediately released the undead army to hunt the life forms. The life force formed white life forms, which were not very aggressive and generally did not attack proactively. However, their defense and vitality were extremely strong, making it difficult for cultivators of the same realm to kill them. Each type of life form had its own characteristics, strengths, and weaknesses. Unfortunately, these characteristics were irrelevant to Lin Moyu. After the undead army's sweep, no matter how strong the defense, it would be overwhelmed by the sheer volume of attacks. A few minutes later, Lin Moyu had already obtained 10 pure white crystal cores.
With 10 crystal cores of each type, the task is complete. Next, I need to find the central point.
The central point he referred to was the spot in the gray death area containing the force of life and the spot in the white life area containing the force of death. The undead army activated the undead vision to search. At this moment, the undead vision was far more useful than the naked eye. In a world of only gray and white, it quickly found the target locations. Having experienced the peculiar star once before, Lin Moyu was now familiar with the process. After locating the target points, Lin Moyu headed to the central point, the very center of the peculiar star. The central point was located in the middle zone where the two forces intertwined, filled with many mutated life forms. Sensing the presence of an intruder, the mutated life forms began to swarm towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu ignored them, flying quickly around the central life area to find the exact central point. After flying hundreds of laps, he finally pinpointed the central point. By this time, nearly 100 gray-white mutated life forms were following him. For other god kings, encountering so many mutated life forms would be terrifying, and they would flee in panic. But for Lin Moyu, these creatures were nothing. Upon reaching the central point, Lin Moyu stopped and watched the mutated life forms rush towards him. He raised his hand, and bone hell appeared, enveloping all the mutated life forms. Undying flames rose from the hell, and the peculiar spirits launched fierce attacks on the mutated life forms. In less than a minute, all the mutated life forms, which could make god kings tremble, were killed. Bone hell now contained over 100 gray-white crystal cores, belonging to the mutated life forms. These mutated life forms were not weak. Even a 6th or 7th tier god king would find them troublesome. One-on-one was manageable, but facing many would mean only escape. However, Lin Moyu was their nemesis. Bone Hell contained numerous slaves, including over 57th tier god king peculiar spirits, over 108th tier god king peculiar spirits, and more than a dozen 9th tier god king peculiar spirits. Even without using the undead army, Lin Moyu could easily kill them. After collecting the crystal cores, Lin Moyu stood at the central point, with 2 forces of laws in his palms. He threw the 2 forces of laws, the life force into the death area and the death force into the life area. The 2 opposing forces landed on the respective points. Boom! The entire peculiar star exploded, emitting brilliant light. The light carried an immensely powerful repulsive force, expelling everyone from the star except Lin Moyu. God kings from various races were forced to leave the peculiar star, unable to stop until they were 20,000 kilometers away. The peculiar star became a forbidden zone within a 100,000 kilometer radius, inaccessible to anyone. The peculiar star shone brightly in the starry sky, with only Lin Moyu standing at its center, eyes closed, sensing the changes. The areas of life and death were exchanging places. The life force in the gray death area grew stronger, and the death force in the white life area became more intense. Both forces were suppressed to their limits before exploding. The overwhelming force suppressed the original attributes.
Polar reversal. Life and death exchange. Yin and yang fusion. Control life and death at will.
Countless insights flooded Lin Moyu's mind, filling his soul world. In his soul world, the Law Star River appeared. The Star River shone brightly, bringing countless profound truths, echoing and dancing in the soul world. Lin Moyu's understanding of the undying law continuously deepened. The feeling was identical to before, but this time the insights came more fiercely, causing intense pain in his soul. A vast amount of knowledge about the undying law was forcibly imprinted into his soul, leaving indelible marks. Lin Moyu suddenly thought of two words: inheritance. He realized that the peculiar star was a form of inheritance from ancient times. Only those who mastered the undying law could receive this inheritance.
Which powerful being left this inheritance? Could it be that mysterious master?
In Lin Moyu's understanding, only that mysterious master could have mastered the undying law. The mysterious manor, the ancient tomb, the netherworld marsh, all had records of the master, all pointing to the same being. But Lin Moyu had no time to ponder further, as the overwhelming insights flooded his mind. He felt like a small boat in a raging sea, on the verge of being destroyed. He had no energy to think about anything else, focusing entirely on absorbing the insights. The inheritance was too domineering, giving Lin Moyu no room to breathe. He had to either successfully receive the inheritance or have his soul shattered, potentially becoming a fool even if he could be reborn. Lin Moyu couldn't understand why receiving an inheritance was so dangerous, but he had no chance to regret. He could only face the waves head-on, determined to succeed or die trying. With a solid foundation and perfect ascension to God King, Lin Moyu's small boat had no flaws. No matter how big the waves, they couldn't easily overturn him. Enduring the intense pain in his soul, he absorbed the vast insights, deepening his understanding of the undying law and rapidly increasing his law mastery. 31%, 32%, 35%. Lin Moyu's body trembled, his aura suddenly growing stronger, officially stepping into the second tier of the God King realm. From the God King realm onwards, every 5% increase in law mastery would strengthen the soul and elevate the realm by one tier. This would continue until the fifth tier of the God King realm, when law mastery would reach 50%. From the sixth tier of the God King realm, each tier would require a 10% increase in law mastery, until reaching the peak of the God King realm and entering the minor God Sovereign realm, with law mastery at 100%. 1427, 1427. Chapter 1427. The show wasn't finished, but they lost their lives. Lin Moyu was feeling both pain and joy. His realm was advancing too quickly. In just one day, he went from the first tier of the God King realm to the second tier. After his soul advanced, his soul power was replenished by the talent giant tree, taking almost no time to become full again. With abundant soul power and perfect comprehension of the laws without any flaws, all he felt was some pain and increased danger from this method of inheritance. But it was full of advantages. In just one day, Lin Moyu reached the second tier of the God King realm. However, the inheritance had not ended, and the surging insights kept growing stronger. The pain in his soul came in bigger and bigger waves, leaving Lin Moyu with no way to retreat. He could only grit his teeth and endure while putting all his effort into accepting the insights of the laws, understanding and digesting them. He needed to know the reasons behind everything. Lin Moyu felt like his brain was about to burn up, with smoke coming from his soul. The talent giant tree swayed continuously, as if trying to cool Lin Moyu down with the
813
method. In the void, a group of God Kings stood 100,000 kilometers away from the peculiar star, their malicious gazes fixed on Lin Moyu. At this moment, Lin Moyu was the only one on the peculiar star. When the peculiar life forms were expelled, they died collectively. A large number of crystal cores fell to the ground and then merged into it, disappearing. Dust returns to dust, earth returns to earth. These strongest crystal cores originally belonged to the peculiar star, so they returned to it. The gray and white peculiar star had its two areas exchanged. The immense energy concentrated on Lin Moyu, and his aura began to increase rapidly.
It's that human guy. He found the secret of the peculiar star. I can't believe the secret I've been searching for so long was discovered by him. The peculiar star is indeed powerful. In just one day, it raised him from the first tier of the God-King realm to the second tier. TSK, no matter what tier of the God-King realm, once he finishes advancing, I'll definitely capture him and ask about the secrets inside.
The God-King realm experts from various races looked at Lin Moyu with malice. In their eyes, Lin Moyu had snatched away their opportunity. Whoever snatches away opportunities must be punished. Whether they had grudges with the human race or not, from this moment on, they had formed a deadly feud with Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu was completely unaware of this, putting all his effort into receiving the inheritance with no attention to spare for anything else. 3 days later, an invisible force suddenly transmitted from the void. In an instant, billions of kilometers were locked down, and space became heavy and stable. Most teleportation devices lost their function. The God Kings surrounding the peculiar star, preparing to capture Lin Moyu and interrogate him, were stunned.
Who locked down space? Such a strong locking force with such a wide range. It's not an ordinary starry sky bead. At least a God Sovereign artifact has this kind of range. Could a God Sovereign have come? Is it a human God Sovereign here to protect him?
Amidst their discussion, an army appeared in their line of sight. The army numbered around 10,000 and had an immense aura. Every member was a God King. An army of God King soldiers could be considered the elite main force. However, this army was strange, consisting of demons, Golden Eagle clan members, and 3 Silver clan members. It was common knowledge in the great world that the demons and Golden Eagle clan were enemies. How could they form a joint army and put aside their grudges? And what about the 3 Silver clan? Although not enemies, they wouldn't form a joint army either. All the God Kings present looked dumbfounded. At the very front of the formation were 9 people leading the way. Their auras were powerful. Although all God Kings, they were clearly stronger than the others. Of these 9, 6 were demons, 2 were from the Golden Eagle clan, and 1 was from the 3 Silver clan. Suddenly, someone from the dumbfounded God Kings exclaimed,
I recognize them. They're the guys on the human bounty list. I remember now. The demons and Golden Eagle clan have been looking for a human named Lin Moyu recently. Not just them, many who hold grudges against humans have been looking for him. They say Lin Moyu is the strongest genius in the human race, called the Second War God. I've heard that too. Apparently, he came from a small world and became a super god at 28, with unmatched talent. Could it be?
Someone suddenly realized something and looked at Lin Moyu in the peculiar star.
Could he be Lin Moyu?
Everyone's expressions showed shock. If the person in the peculiar star was Lin Moyu, then the demon Golden Eagle clan and 3 Silver clan joint army made sense. They were all enemies of the human race. To suppress the human genius, they temporarily put aside their grudges and formed a joint army. It didn't seem impossible. The 3-race joint army flew quickly towards them. Apart from the 9 leaders at the front, there were 3 more above the army, emanating astonishing auras, 3 God Sovereigns. The demons, Golden Eagle clan, and 3 Silver clan each dispatched 1 God Sovereign. This was simply a formation to ensure a kill, leaving Lin Moyu no path to survival. Someone realized something was wrong and shouted loudly,
Retreat! We need to retreat quickly!
But it was too late. The Golden Eagle clan God Sovereign's cold voice rang out.
Clear the area!
In an instant, dazzling light flashed as the Golden Eagle clan took action. They had dispatched 3,000 members this time, forming 3 battle formations of 1,000 each. Although the Golden Eagle clan battle formation was not as famous as the Demon battle formation, it was superior in speed. In the great world, there was a saying, if chased by a demon battle formation, there was still a chance to escape. But if chased by a Golden Eagle clan battle formation, one could only wait for death. This showed how terrifying the Golden Eagle clan battle formation was. If you couldn't defeat it, you could only wait to die with no chance to escape. The 3 Golden Eagle clan battle formations transformed into 3 streaks of golden light, like a torrential flood sweeping forth. The god kings who had been waiting to interrogate Lin Moyu all changed expression and immediately fled. But unfortunately, their speed was far too slow compared to the Golden Eagle clan's speed. Especially after forming the battle formations, the Golden Eagle clan's speed became even faster. The golden torrents swept through the void, swallowing these fleeing god kings one by one. Wherever the torrents passed, there were no more traces of them. In just a few minutes, the void became extremely quiet, with only the 3 race joint army and the peculiar star remaining. Lin Moyu was completely unaware of what happened outside the peculiar star. He had no ability to divert his attention. The Golden Eagle clan god sovereign looked towards the peculiar star, locking onto Lin Moyu, and gave another order.
Kill him.
The 3 golden torrents turned in the void again, charging towards the peculiar star. A thunderous boom erupted as the golden light exploded in the void. The 3 golden torrents were like crashing into an unbreakable high wall, shattering and scattering. The battle formations collapsed, and the Golden Eagle clan god kings inside were blown away. The Golden Eagle clan god sovereign's expression turned ugly, not expecting this result. He felt he had lost face. A god sovereign needed to save face, and this time he had truly lost it completely. The demon god sovereign mocked him, sneering,
"You're really useless. Let me show you my clan's battle formation."
With his command, 1,000 demon god kings formed a battle formation, transforming into a giant demon blade that slashed towards the peculiar star. Another thunderous boom, and the peculiar star remained motionless. The demon battle formation met the same fate as the Golden Eagle clans, collapsing on the spot. The demon god kings inside coughed up fresh blood, blown in all directions.
Ha ha, your demon battle formation is nothing special either.
The Golden Eagle clan god sovereign laughed loudly, feeling that he had regained his face. Only the 3 silver clan god sovereign watched coldly.
Let's take action ourselves.
1428 1428. Chapter 1428. Am I arrogant? Let's find out ****. The god sovereign of the 3 silver clan belonged to the silver snake lineage. His voice was slightly sharp, accompanied by the characteristic hissing sound of snakes.
Let's handle this ourselves.
It wasn't a suggestion but a notification. As soon as he finished speaking, he took action. A silver light flashed in the starry sky, transforming into a vast star river. Waves surged within the Law Star River, and the laws poured out, transforming into giant silver pythons that charged towards the peculiar star. The silver pythons crashed into the peculiar star and immediately disintegrated, having no effect on the peculiar star. Each time a silver python disintegrated, the god sovereign of the 3 silver clan would tremble. These silver pythons carried his soul power, and each disintegration caused a backlash. Seeing that the silver pythons were useless, he gritted his teeth and waved his hand, smashing the entire Law Star River onto the peculiar star. With a thunderous boom, the Law Star River shattered, and the god sovereign let out a sharp scream, spitting out a mouthful of blood. The god sovereigns of the Demon Clan and the Golden Eagle Clan looked at each other in disbelief. They couldn't believe how sturdy the peculiar star was. The god sovereign of the Golden Eagle Clan said,
"It seems we can't do anything to him before Lin Moyu comes out. Then let's surround this place. I don't believe he won't come out. No need to rush. We have the initiative. This starry sky is already sealed. He has no chance to escape. Besides, we agreed beforehand that Lin Moyu would first be dealt with by the juniors. Exactly, why rush? He wants to kill those on the bounty list, so let's see how capable he is."
The 3 of them sneered, as if they had Lin Moyu in the palm of their hands. Under their orders, the 3-race coalition spread out, each guarding a direction. The three god sovereigns then hid in the void. At the forefront of the three-race coalition stood 9 individuals, all ranked in the top 10 of the Vermilion Bird Star Domain's human bounty list. Those who could make it onto the human bounty list were generally geniuses of their respective races, capable of fighting across levels and even realms. Apart from their cultivation levels, their talent and potential were the main factors. Just like Lin Moyu, who topped the must-kill list of various races, not because of his high cultivation level but because of his astonishing potential. The human race didn't want to see geniuses from other races grow, and other races felt the same. Especially for someone like Lin Moyu, who had the potential to become the second war god Xiao Zhantian. They wanted to eliminate him without mercy. This time, the rare cooperation among the races was to kill Lin Moyu. They even activated spies hidden within the human race to leak a lot of information about Lin Moyu. Upon learning that Lin Moyu had come to the 8 to 88 area, they quickly escalated the battle, dispatching many god sovereigns to hold back the human god sovereigns. Then they aimed to kill Lin Moyu. The pain in Lin Moyu's soul gradually subsided as the inheritance neared its end. Lin Moyu's law mastery had reached 40%, firmly placing him in the 3rd tier of the God King realm. Having just perfectly ascended to God King, he had reached the 3rd tier in such a short time, an incredibly rapid improvement. As the pain completely disappeared, Lin Moyu let out a long breath.
It's finally over. It was really dangerous. I almost failed. It seems I shouldn't accept another inheritance for a while, at least not until I've fully digested this one. The quality of the soul is very important. If my soul hadn't reached the peak of the 4th grade, I might have been in trouble. There are 3 more peculiar stars in the human star domain, located in the Xuanwu star domain, the White Tiger star domain, and the Divine City. I can check them out when my soul becomes stronger.
During the inheritance, various insights surged, transforming into immense power that directly impacted his soul. If his soul quality hadn't been high enough and his will strong enough, he might have become a fool even if he didn't die. Inheritance, though beneficial, wasn't easy to endure. Moreover, the peculiar star was a unique opportunity for him alone. Others couldn't take it away, so there was no need to rush. The insights imprinted into his soul, though fully understood, hadn't been completely absorbed and transformed into his own strength. The entire process would take time and also require practical combat. As the inheritance ended, the peculiar star gradually calmed down. The peculiar life forms on it had completely disappeared. The forces of life and death still existed but were weaker than before and needed time to recover. For the peculiar life forms to reappear, it would take even longer, possibly thousands or tens of thousands of years. As the peculiar star returned to calm, Lin Moyu sensed countless gazes fixed on him. Looking up, he couldn't help but smile.
So you're all here.
In the void 100,000 kilometers away, 9 figures stood in a row. Behind them was the 3-race coalition.
Do they think they can kill me with just these guys?
Lin Moyu's gaze swept over them, and a skeleton appeared beside him. Using the undead vision, he scanned the entire area again.
So, there are 3 god sovereigns hiding in the dark. Now it makes sense.
Lin Moyu slowly ascended, leaving the peculiar star and approaching the 3-race coalition. As soon as Lin Moyu moved, the 3-race coalition's powerful aura surged. Every soldier was a god king, and in terms of realm, none were weaker than Lin Moyu. The combined aura of the 3-race coalition formed a massive pressure that bore down on Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's expression remained unchanged. This level of pressure was nothing to his peak 4th grade soul. Stopping 1,000 miles away, Lin Moyu's gaze swept over the 9 figures.
9 of you all here.
His casual demeanor infuriated the 9. Among them, a demon sneered.
Human Lin Moyu, you finally came out. I've heard you want to kill me.
Lin Moyu looked at the demon, who was slightly odd in shape, standing 5 meters tall but as thin as a bamboo pole.
Who are you? I don't recognize you.
Judging by the demon's soul strength, he was at the 2nd or 3rd tier of the God King realm. Lin Moyu guessed he was the 10th ranked in Fire Demon, the weakest among the top 10 on the bounty list. The demon race occupied 6 of the top 10 spots on the bounty list, and each had a name or title, indicating they were geniuses within their royal family. In the demon race, ordinary demons weren't qualified to have names or titles. Most were just numbers. The Een Fire demon's eyes burned with anger, feeling belittled by Lin Moyu's lack of recognition. He roared.
I am Een Fire.
Before he could finish, Lin Moyu interrupted.
Forget it, no need to say. You'll all be dead soon anyway, so it doesn't matter. I won't be erecting tombstones for you. Scoundrel!
The Een Fire demon was furious. The others also showed anger in their eyes, shouting in unison.
You're courting death.
Lin Moyu sighed.
Don't waste time. I still have a task to complete. Come at me together, including the army and the 3 hiding god sovereigns.
In the void, the 3 god sovereigns revealed themselves. The god sovereign of the Golden Eagle clan, clad in golden armor, looked like a divine being. He sneered at Lin Moyu.
You're quite arrogant. Are all human geniuses as arrogant as you?
Lin Moyu chuckled.
Am I arrogant? Let's find out.
1429, 1429. Chapter 1429. The feeling of punching flesh is really nice. Lin Moyu, with a hint of wildness, faced the coalition of 3 races, including god sovereigns, without any fear. He had anticipated the current situation, and it was not much different from what he had expected. The only slightly troublesome part was the 3 god sovereigns. The others were not worth mentioning. Dealing with the god sovereigns would require some effort.
Arrogant! Watch how I kill you!
Een Fire demon was the first to charge out. He felt that Lin Moyu completely looked down on him. Although he was the weakest among the 9, it didn't mean he had no pride. Een Fire demon's entire body ignited with pitch-black flames, transforming into a fiery figure. The demon race's flames came in 2 types: Hellfire, which was black and red, and Abyssal Fire, which was dark green. Een Fire demon belonged to the Hellfire lineage. If he manipulated the flame laws, he would produce black and red hellfire. However, he had also absorbed a trace of Abyssal Fire, causing his flames to mutate and turn pitch black. Hellfire and Abyssal Fire were like 2 sides of a coin. Hellfire was violent and represented the Yang side, while Abyssal Fire was gentle and represented the Yin side. When combined, their power didn't seem to change much, but they became more toxic, producing intense fire poison. Once touched, it was like being poisoned, causing continuous damage. The flames surged, and Een Fire demon manipulated the flames to form a fire snake that coiled towards Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu let out a light snort. Facing the overwhelming fire snake, he didn't dodge but instead threw a punch.
Truly arrogant, daring to use your body to take it head-on. Stop! What kind of human genius is this? Just a conceited fool. Wait to be devoured by Een Fire and burned to ashes.
Een Fire demon didn't expect Lin Moyu to use his fist to counter his attack. His eyes filled with a cold smile, and he laughed loudly with disdain. At the same time, he intensified his flames, and the fire snake instantly engulfed Lin Moyu. The people around him were equally surprised, not expecting Lin Moyu to be this kind of person. They all felt a bit regretful, thinking they should have taken action themselves. This credit shouldn't have gone to the weakest Een Fire demon. The so-called top human genius, the second war god Shao, turned out to be such a disappointment. Even as enemies, they wanted to face a strong opponent. At this moment, the demon god sovereign suddenly shouted,
Be careful!
Careful? Careful of what? Een Fire demon was stunned. Before he could react, golden light burst from within the fire snake. Lin Moyu, shrouded in golden light, charged out from the fire snake, instantly appearing in front of Een Fire demon. A seemingly ordinary punch, glowing with golden light, struck Een Fire demon's head like a thunderbolt. Boom! Golden light exploded along with the flames, shattering Een Fire demon's head and erasing his soul. With just one simple punch, the 10th-ranked Een Fire demon on the Vermilion Bird Star Domain's bounty list was dead. With a smile, Lin Moyu's gaze swept over them.
Your turn.
Shrouded in golden light, he charged towards the nearest person. This one was also a demon, but Lin Moyu didn't know who he was or his ranking on the bounty list. He only knew he had to kill him.
Avoid him. Don't let him get close. He has the God King golden body, at least a second-tier God King physical body. Keep your distance, don't engage in close combat. Use spells to restrain him.
The God Sovereign's voices rang out again, reminding the remaining 8. However, they didn't take action. Although Lin Moyu displayed the God King golden body, it wasn't enough to make them helpless. These 9, no, the remaining 8 were all top geniuses of the 3 races, with rich combat experience and natural countermeasures. The 8 immediately retreated, avoiding direct contact with Lin Moyu, especially the 2 God Kings of the Golden Eagle clan who retreated the fastest. At the same time, they shot beams of golden light at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu casually threw 2 punches, extinguishing the golden light. 1 punch to break 10,000 laws. No matter the attack, he could break it with a punch. The strength of his physical body gave Lin Moyu a sense of invincibility. Transforming into a stream of light, Lin Moyu instantly appeared in front of the targeted demon, throwing a fierce punch. This demon was named Gully Demon, previously ranked 2nd on the bounty list but had fallen to 5th in recent years. His realm remained at the 4th tier of the God King realm, with no progress, allowing others to catch up. Lin Moyu's sudden appearance startled him. He couldn't understand why Lin Moyu's speed was so fast, even faster than the Golden Eagle clan. He didn't dare to take Lin Moyu's punch head-on. A giant shield appeared in his hand, blocking in front of him. The shield was covered in countless spikes, looking extremely sharp, a low-tier God King magical treasure. Lin Moyu's punch landed on the shield, producing a thunderous boom. The spikes broke, and the shield cracked like a spider web. The immense force transmitted through the shield to Gully Demon, who screamed as he was sent flying. His speed was fast, but Lin Moyu was faster, instantly catching up and delivering another punch to his head. Gully Demon was terrified, his law domain expanding to cover tens of thousands of miles of starry sky, his body emitting intense black light, growing larger. He raised the shield again, blocking in front of him. Boom! The second punch shattered the shield and the hand behind it. Gully Demon screamed as his body disappeared. In the next second, he reappeared tens of thousands of miles away in the starry sky. Gully Demon belonged to the Abyssal Demon lineage, possessing the Abyssal Law. He could move freely within his law domain. However, each move had a cooldown time. The higher the cultivation, the farther the move, and the shorter the cooldown. Gully Demon could move 3 times per second, with a maximum distance of 20,000 kilometers each time. In other words, his spell had a cooldown of 0.33 seconds. After moving, Gully Demon was still in shock, unable to catch his breath before golden light flashed before him, and Lin Moyu appeared again. A golden fist came crashing down.
Impossible! How can he be so fast?
Gully Demon couldn't think, his body instinctively moving again, reappearing 20,000 kilometers away. Just as he saw the scene before him, the golden light appeared again. Gully Demon was utterly terrified, instinctively moving again. This time, he didn't see the golden light after moving. Just as he breathed a sigh of relief, he heard his companion's exclamation. He recognized the voice as Finks, the strongest among them.
Finks seems to be saying be careful.
This was his last thought before his vision exploded, and his consciousness plunged into darkness. A fist struck from behind, shattering his head.
The feeling of punching flesh is really nice.
Lin Moyu, with a cold smile, looked at the remaining enemies. The remaining 6 were completely stunned. The 2 from the Golden Eagle clan looked at Lin Moyu in disbelief.
Impossible! How can your speed be so fast?
Lin Moyu's speed surpassed theirs, even outpacing Gully Demon's teleportation. They were from the Golden Eagle clan, known for their speed among all races in the Great World. But now they realized that Lin Moyu was faster than them. If Lin Moyu were to chase them, they wouldn't be able to escape either. They had never encountered such an opponent before, and the Golden Eagle clan, known for their speed, was at a loss.
Attack together! Kill him!
At this moment, Finks let out a furious roar, his law domain expanding, and a large net was cast towards Lin Moyu. 1,431,430. Chapter 1430, More People, right? A large net sparkled and rapidly expanded, covering tens of thousands of miles of starry sky. Lin Moyu felt a force locking onto him, emanating from this large net treasure. Finks wanted to use this large net to restrict Lin Moyu's speed. This was a high-level Divine King treasure with the ability to trap and control enemies. Moreover, because of its high grade, even though Lin Moyu had a Divine King's golden body and a strong physical body, it was not something he could easily destroy. As long as they could hold Lin Moyu for a while, they could kill him together. No matter what, Lin Moyu's realm was only at the 3rd level of the Divine King. Lin Moyu sneered disdainfully, spreading his wings of the undead. In an instant, he cut off the soul lock, ignored the large net, and transformed into a stream of light, rushing out directly. Finks' face changed dramatically, and he shouted angrily,
"Restrain him!"
A member of the Silver Tribe, a silver dog, suddenly produced a giant conch from his mouth and howled at the sky. Sound waves like sharp arrows drilled into Lin Moyu's head, aiming to pierce his soul. A soul attack. Trying to restrain him with a soul attack, Lin Moyu could only laugh at his ignorance. The sharp arrows were blocked by a crystal barrier, and the soul attack of the Divine King realm had no effect on Lin Moyu. With a soul at the peak of the 4th grade, a jade soul turning purple, and such strong soul defense, even a divine sovereign would have to spend some effort to kill Lin Moyu from the soul level. Lin Moyu was not affected at all. Instead, he turned around and flew towards the silver dog.
Impossible!
The silver dog was startled. His soul attack was useless. He didn't dare to let Lin Moyu get close, so he shrank his law domain to cover himself. Then his body split into 10 into 100, and in the blink of an eye, he turned into tens of thousands of identical silver dogs, fleeing in all directions. Tens of thousands of silver dogs with the same aura and appearance, making it difficult to distinguish. Lin Moyu's expression did not change. He instantly changed direction, and in the blink of an eye, he caught up and punched. Boom! Heads exploded, and all the silver dogs disappeared. A corpse was left in front of Lin Moyu, with blood still flowing. He died not understanding how his technique was seen through. Lin Moyu naturally wouldn't tell him that he could split his body, but his soul was only one. Lin Moyu just used the undead vision to firmly lock onto him, without any mistake.
Bold!
A furious roar came from the void above. The divine sovereign of the Silver Tribe was somewhat exasperated. He didn't expect the genius of his tribe to be killed so easily. Lin Moyu looked up.
Don't just shout. Come down if you have the guts.
The divine sovereign of the Silver Tribe held his status.
Ignorant boy, I'll let you jump around for a while longer.
Lin Moyu sneered. At this moment, golden light appeared behind him. The Golden Eagle tribe members made their move. 2 Golden Eagle tribe members attacked Lin Moyu from behind, unleashing thousands of golden rays. The golden rays, carrying the sharpness of the gold law, enveloped Lin Moyu from head to toe. At the same time, Finks and another demon attacked from both sides, Finks holding a long spear, transforming into a stream of light and stabbing towards Lin Moyu. The other demon roared. Sound waves layered and solidified the starry sky, locking Lin Moyu in place. The Golden Eagle tribe was responsible for breaking the defense, a 5th-level Divine King demon was responsible for control, and then the 6th-level Divine King Finks would deliver the final blow. Lin Moyu was indeed controlled, unable to move for a moment. The dense golden light fell on him, making a clanging sound. Lin Moyu's whole body shone with golden light, mixed with the Golden Eagle tribe's attack, turning into a golden light ball. The tip of Finks' spear emitted black and red flames. He roared, and the Hell Law fully erupted. The black and red flames swept across the void, then shrank violently, and then exploded. All the power concentrated at one point and exploded. The black and red flames contained immense death law, raging in the void. The demon divine sovereign smiled with satisfaction.
Although Finks is only at the 6th level of the Divine King, this spear carries the Hellfire and Death Law. Even a 9th level Divine King would be severely injured. Even if Lin Moyu has a Divine King's golden body, he can't withstand the attack of the Death Law.
He implied that Lin Moyu, who was only at the 3rd level of the Divine King, was undoubtedly dead. The Golden Eagle Tribe's Divine Sovereign said nothing. He stared firmly at the center of the explosion, watching the result. Gradually, his expression changed. The Demon Divine Sovereign, who was confident just now, also had a different expression with a hint of shock. He whispered,
"He didn't die."
Not only did he not die, he wasn't even injured. Lin Moyu stood in the flames, letting the black and red flames burn him. Letting the death law rage, he stood there calmly. Seeing the attack as nothing, Lin Moyu smiled. But in the eyes of the 6 people, it turned into fear. His physical body was too strong, his defense was too strong, they couldn't hurt him at all. His attack was too strong, they couldn't block it at all, how could they fight?
"Control him!"
Finks shouted. Since they couldn't defeat him, they would control him and let others kill him. They were not just 6 people, they had an army behind them, they had battle formations. The last 2 demons who hadn't made a move came over, each controlling Lin Moyu. One was a 5th level Divine King, the other was a 4th level Divine King. Both were hell demons. Their laws were similar and their powers were connected. From the perspective of the law, Lin Moyu had to admit he was indeed inferior to them. Even using the Divine King's golden body, it was difficult to break free from their combined control. Finks threw the large net again, covering Lin Moyu. The net shrank and bound Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu's whole body shone with golden light, blocking the net, but it was difficult to break free for a while. The 2 Golden Eagle Tribe Divine Kings continuously attacked Lin Moyu, limiting his power. Even if they couldn't break his defense, they could weaken his power and play a restraining role. Finks was overjoyed, shouting,
"Battle formation, attack!"
His individual power was insufficient to harm Lin Moyu. Now, besides the 3 Divine Sovereigns, they could only rely on the battle formation. The demon army, a full 5,000 Divine Kings, formed a battle formation, stronger than a battle formation of 1,000 Divine Kings. 5,000 demons, at least at the 3rd level of the Divine King, formed a battle formation, manifesting a giant war knife, occupying a large part of the starry sky. The war knife was over 100,000 meters long. In front of this war knife, Lin Moyu was smaller than the tip of the knife, like an ant. The aura of the war knife had surpassed the 9th level of the Divine King, reaching the level of a minor Divine Sovereign. In Lin Moyu's perception, this war knife could be compared to the Black Sand Divine King in the Yellow Sand Desert. 3,000 Golden Eagle Tribe Divine Kings also formed a battle formation. A golden arrow appeared in the starry sky. The arrow had no bow, but it emitted a terrifying sharpness, as if it could pierce everything. Finally, a battle formation formed by 1,000 Silver Tribe members, all of whom were silver snakes. A giant snake, 100,000 meters long, appeared in the starry sky, its eyes shooting beams of light at Lin Moyu. The beams had a binding effect, firmly locking Lin Moyu.
"Die!"
Finks shouted, and the 3 battle formations attacked together. The war knife slashed across the sky, tearing the starry sky. The golden arrow shot through the sky, carrying boundless sharpness. 1 binding, 2 attacks, launching a deadly attack on Lin Moyu. Finks sneered.
"You're dead."
Lin Moyu smiled.
"More people, right?"
Lin Moyu flicked his finger, and undead flames appeared out of thin air in the void. The void seemed to have a big hole. Flames poured out crazily, and a skeleton throne appeared with the flames. Formed by the power of 1 billion skeletons, 100,000 meters tall skeleton king stood up from the throne, raising the bone sword in his hand. God-slaying sword. 1431. Chapter 1431. There might be a calamity of extermination in the future. Lin Moyu summoned the strongest Skeleton King to date. When he was at the first stage of the God King, the Skeleton King he summoned had already reached the peak of the Minor God Sovereign. Now that he is at the third stage of the God King, the combat power of the 3 basic skeleton levels has correspondingly increased, and the skeletons formed by their combination have become even stronger. Lin Moyu himself doesn't know exactly how strong they are, as this is the first time he has used them. The Skeleton King swung the God-slaying sword towards the demon battle formation. The terrifying sword light burst forth, and a river of laws appeared in the void. In the river of laws, bones were scattered everywhere, and countless skeletons stood up from the bones, collectively swinging their swords. The sword light was extremely dazzling, and the demon battle formation almost collapsed instantly. The 3 God Sovereigns in the void were all shocked, and the demon God Sovereign's face changed dramatically.
God Sovereign combat power.
This God-slaying sword summoned the river of laws, stepping into the combat power of a God Sovereign. With one sword, it shattered the battle formation composed of 5,000 God King realm demons, and the battle blade in the void collapsed, causing countless demon casualties. The Skeleton King's combat power stepping into the God Sovereign realm was both unexpected and reasonable. Lin Moyu, with a cold smile, did not stop his actions. At the moment the Skeleton King made a move, his second spell was already cast. Stellar level spell, Undead Gaze. The void trembled violently, igniting blazing flames. The entire space seemed to be torn apart, and a giant eye millions of meters in size emerged from the crack. The eye burned with gray flames, looking cold and merciless, chilling to the bone. Among all of Lin Moyu's spells, if any had the greatest power, it was undoubtedly the Undead Gaze. The million-meter-sized undead eye could scare even a God Sovereign. But the undead eye was not just for scaring. With Lin Moyu at the 3rd stage of the God King, the undead eye was enough to obliterate the soul of a 5th stage God King. The undead eye, carrying the undying flames, swept over the Golden Eagle clan's battle formation. The golden arrows suddenly stopped in mid-air and then collapsed. The Golden Eagle clan members in the battle formation clutched their heads in pain, their expressions twisted in agony. Some of the weaker souls among the Golden Eagle clan members were already frozen in place, their souls obliterated, dying on the spot. To deal with a battle formation, besides using absolute combat power to forcibly break it, soul attacks were the best method. The undead eye swept over the Golden Eagle clan members and then gazed at the 3 Silver Clans' battle formation. Screams rang out, and the 3 Silver Clans' battle formation also couldn't withstand the gaze of the undead eye, collapsing with a roar. The 3 God Sovereigns looked at this scene in disbelief, unable to believe that Lin Moyu could be so strong. The geniuses on the bounty list, led by Finks, were even more stunned with fear.
How can he be so strong? How can he be so strong? Impossible. We are all geniuses. How can the gap be so big?
One thought after another flashed through their minds. Even though they were all geniuses, the gap between them was too vast. Lin Moyu looked at Finks with a smile.
It's your turn.
Lin Moyu's smile scared Finks to the core.
Retreat.
He shouted, retreating frantically. His voice was already weak, and he was truly scared. He could rank first on the human bounty list in the Vermilion Birdstar region, able to fight across 3 levels, and was known as the #1 demon of the Vermilion Birdstar region. He never put human geniuses in his eyes. But today, Lin Moyu completely shattered his confidence. Seeing Lin Moyu easily destroy the battle formation, Lin Moyu's terror left a deep imprint on his heart. He no longer dared to fight Lin Moyu. He only wanted to escape and let the God Sovereigns kill Lin Moyu. As Finks retreated, the others also retreated frantically. They were also scared to death by Lin Moyu, not wanting to fight this monster anymore.
You can't escape.
Lin Moyu pressed his palm down, and an invisible aura flew out from his body, instantly enveloping a large area of the void, covering Finks and the others. Finks suddenly found that his world had changed. Bones were everywhere, and white bones were all around. Gray flames burned fiercely around him, and many indistinct enemies appeared. Then he felt a huge pressure on his body, as if it was going to crush him. Driven by the instinct to survive, Finks began to fight back frantically. The bone hell covered a void of 100,000 kilometers, not only enveloping Finks and the others but also the surviving members of the three allied clans. From the moment the battle formation launched the attack, the Skeleton King and the Undead Eye appeared. The whole process happened in a flash, taking less than 2 seconds. The speed and rhythm of the God King level battle were terrifyingly fast. Unless it was a balanced fight, which could last for days and nights. If it was a crushing battle, life and death would be decided in an instant.
Stop!
The three God Sovereigns roared and made their moves. If they didn't act, not only would Finks and the others die, but the allied forces of the three clans would also be slaughtered. Lin Moyu's combat power completely exceeded their expectations. A third-stage God King could actually exert the combat power of a God Sovereign. With their keen eyes, they could naturally see that the Skeleton King was a spell, not a puppet. This was the terrifying part. If it were a puppet, it wouldn't be so alarming. This also strengthened their resolve to kill Lin Moyu, as they tacitly agreed that Lin Moyu was very likely to become the second Xiao Zhantian. They absolutely couldn't let such a person grow, or else it would be a huge threat to other races. The three of them almost acted simultaneously, showing great coordination. Originally enemies, the Demon Clan and the Golden Eagle Clan now completely set aside their past grievances to kill the enemy together. 3 vast rivers of laws appeared in the void. One river burned with hellfire, emitting black and red light, which was the Hellfire Law River from the Demon God Sovereign. Another river shone with golden light, making it impossible to look directly at it. The golden light turned into sharp arrows, and countless golden eagles seemed to be flying in the river. The last river shimmered with silver light, with waves rolling, looking the most ordinary. But if you looked closely, you would find that the waves of silver light were all composed of small silver snakes. These silver snakes merged into one, turning into giant silver pythons. The 3 rivers of laws poured towards Lin Moyu, intending to engulf him. The power of the God Sovereign was hard to resist. The bone hell shattered in response, and Lin Moyu, within it, groaned as he was swallowed by the rivers of laws. In the next moment, the Skeleton King charged into the rivers of laws and then rushed out again. Lin Moyu stood on the white bone palm of the Skeleton King, his whole body enveloped in purple light. The attack of the 3 God Sovereigns directly broke his defense, activating his innate ability. Under the effect of his innate ability, he was reborn, his eyes clear and even with a hint of a smile. He looked at the 3 God Sovereigns.
Finally locked on.
Previously, the bone hell covered the starry sky, also enveloping Lin Moyu. The 3 God Sovereigns broke the bone hell, but at the same time, the bone hell also planted a mark on them. Anyone marked by the bone hell could be locked onto by Lin Moyu's soul, making it difficult to escape. This was the effect Lin Moyu wanted. Even if it meant using up a chance to resurrect, he had to lock onto the 3 God Sovereigns, aiming for a sure kill.
He didn't die. If this person is not eliminated, there will be endless troubles. If this person grows up, our 3 clans might face extermination in the future. His eyes not good.
Being swept by Lin Moyu's gaze, the 3 of them felt a chill in their hearts. Then they saw 3 pieces of flesh and blood appear in Lin Moyu's hands, emitting the aura of a God Sovereign. This was the flesh and blood of a God Sovereign. 1432 1432. Chapter 1432. Did I allow you to die? The 3 God Sovereigns felt a sense of impending doom, their powerful souls sending out warnings of danger. Lin Moyu's soul lock had taken hold of them.
Not good.
The 3 simultaneously realized the danger and felt Lin Moyu's soul lock. They reacted quickly, surrounding themselves with the Law Star River. Under the protection of the Law Star River, a God King Realm cultivator couldn't possibly lock onto their souls. God King Realm cultivators couldn't enter the Law Star River, so there was no question of locking onto them. However, even after entering the Law Star River, the sense of danger persisted, and the soul lock remained.
What the hell?
The 3 panicked, having never encountered such a situation before. Suddenly, each of them heard a loud noise. The noise came from their own bodies, and before they could check the source, their consciousness fell into boundless darkness.
Dead? How did we die?
Their final thoughts were useless questions, never to be answered. Previously, outside the Yellow Sand Desert, Lin Moyu had obtained 3 pieces of God Sovereign flesh. These were from the Nightmare God Sovereign, the Flame Demon God Sovereign, and the Stone Demon God Sovereign. Using these 3 pieces of flesh as explosive materials, and leveraging the Bone Hell's mark, he firmly locked onto the 3 God Sovereigns before him. Each of them experienced the effect of a corpse explosion. The effect was excellent. None of them could withstand the corpse explosion and were killed on the spot. A moment ago, the God Sovereigns were full of life, but now they were 3 mangled corpses floating in the silent void.
No loss.
Lin Moyu smiled, satisfied with the 1-for-1 exchange. The effect was very good, not a losing deal at all. Finks and the others were already pale with fear. The God Sovereigns were dead, and these were God Sovereigns, 3 of them. Even if they were low-level God Sovereigns, they were still God Sovereigns. Lin Moyu was only at the 3rd stage of the God King realm. No matter what methods he used, he shouldn't be able to defeat a God Sovereign. They were truly terrified. They didn't even have the thought of escaping. The starry sky was sealed, teleportation tools couldn't be used, and they were trapped. With Lin Moyu's speed, he could kill them all. Finks suddenly realized something.
Lin Moyu, you released the news on purpose.
Lin Moyu smiled.
This way, I can catch you all in one go. Otherwise, it would be too troublesome to find you one by one.
Because it was too troublesome, he released the news to lure them in. Everyone was on each other's kill list, and Lin Moyu's approach was understandable. Finks laughed. A chilling laugh.
Lin Moyu, we lost this time, but you can't kill me.
His aura surged, and his body suddenly swelled, clearly about to self-destruct.
Did I allow you to die?
A cold voice rang out, followed by a flash of red light above his head, and a curse descended. The undead eye also focused on him. The soul pain was unbearable. His mind went blank, and Finks' self-destruction was forcibly interrupted. The dual soul attack couldn't kill Finks, but it could interrupt his spell. Here, Lin Moyu controlled life and death. Without his permission, even suicide was impossible. Moreover, even if they died, they might not escape Lin Moyu's control. Everyone was in despair. Finks, enduring the pain, gave a final roar.
Scatter and escape. Whoever can escape, do it.
His words were meant for the remaining 3-clan coalition. Although the coalition had collapsed, over 8,000 people were still alive. If they scattered, Lin Moyu couldn't catch them all. Lin Moyu chuckled, pressing his palm down, and the bone hell appeared, covering 100,000 kilometers of void. Behind him, flames and starlight flickered, and the flame lich and starlight lich appeared. They were responsible for mopping up any stragglers. With the light speed lich's extreme speed, none would escape. The God Sovereigns were dead, and dealing with these people didn't require Lin Moyu's full strength. He didn't even deploy the Undead Legion or the Buddha Lich. Many of the demons were avatars. After their death, they would carry information back to their main bodies. Lin Moyu couldn't reveal all his strength. In the previous battle in the Yellow Sand Desert, Lin Moyu had already exposed a lot of information. However, the demons also knew that Lin Moyu's strength was not on par with a God Sovereign. So, they sent God Sovereigns this time, thinking it was a sure win, but they were completely overturned. This showed the importance of keeping some cards hidden. In the Bone Hell, slaves roamed, and gray spirits launched fierce attacks on the 3-clan coalition. The entire hell was filled with flames, with gray undead flames flying everywhere. The undead flames had astonishing corrosive power, similar to the death power of the undead law. The coalition struggled in the Bone Hell, stepping towards death. Those who died in the Bone Hell had their souls captured by the real hell, becoming eternal slaves. Even if they died in the Bone Hell, they would be resurrected in the real hell and reappear in the Bone Hell. The Bone Hell was like a projection of the real hell in the physical world, terrifying beyond measure. Lin Moyu no longer needed to manage the battle. The god kings in the coalition were dying, one by one becoming slaves and attacking their former comrades.
What is this? Why can they revive after death? Why do they attack us after reviving? What kind of spell is this? I've never seen such a spell. It's too terrifying.
Screams echoed from the bone hell. Fink's face was pale. He realized his fate. He tried to escape the bone hell, but with the Starlight Lich present, and under the influence of illusions, he had no chance. He couldn't even self-destruct. His life and death were not his own.
Lin Moyu, I curse you to die a horrible death, worse than mine.
Finks uttered the most vicious curse. Lin Moyu smiled, indifferent.
You're not the first to curse me, and you won't be the last.
Finks roared in anger, making his final struggle. As the battle progressed, it became faster and faster, and after half an hour, it was over. In the Bone Hell, a new army appeared, composed of demons, golden eagles, and the Silver Snake lineage of the Three Silver Clan. They looked alive, still full of vigor, but they had lost all color, from head to toe, inside and out, they were all gray. The power of hell had reconstructed their bodies, identical to their living forms. Lin Moyu tried to have them form battle formations, but it failed. They retained many of their spells, realms, and powers from life, but not the ability to form battle formations. Strictly speaking, they were already dead, no longer living beings. Lin Moyu speculated that they belonged to the Hell Army. If they were to form a battle formation, it would be a Hell formation. Did Hell formations exist? Lin Moyu had no doubt about this. Formations must exist. He just hadn't mastered them yet. He put away the Bone Hell and looked at the silent void, where three god sovereign corpses floated. Lin Moyu flicked his thoughts, sending out two clusters of undead flames, enveloping the demon god sovereign and the golden eagle god sovereign.
Let the dogs bite each other.
With a slight smile, Lin Moyu's killing intent was evident. 1433, 1433. Chapter 1433. This child has the talent of a leader. The undying flames burned fiercely, and the two god sovereigns were resurrected in the flames. They became the resurrected ones, bowing respectfully and devoutly before Lin Moyu. They faced Lin Moyu as if they were worshipping a deity. A command issued from Lin Moyu's mouth, and the two immediately obeyed, quickly departing. Lin Moyu ordered the Demon Clan God Sovereign to go to the battlefield between the Human Clan and the Golden Eagle Clan to massacre the Golden Eagle army. Meanwhile, the Golden Eagle Clan God Sovereign was sent to massacre the Demon Clan. Lin Moyu instructed them not to engage with the opposing God Sovereigns but to kill those below the God Sovereign level. The goal was not to kill the elite but to kill as many as possible.
This war should be about to end.
Lin Moyu thought to himself. He knew that part of the reason for the Human Clan's war was because of him. He used himself as bait to lure out and eliminate the traitors within the Human Clan. Although it was impossible to clear them all, he could at least eliminate most of them. Using the same method, he also lured out those on the bounty list to help him complete his tasks. Although it seemed like they had no direct interaction with him, they had actually done a lot for him. However, once a war starts, it is not up to the Human Clan alone to end it. Lin Moyu understood the thoughts of the higher-ups. In return for their help, he did what he could to become the terminator of this war. The Demon Clan and the Golden Eagle Clan failed to kill him, and their god sovereigns suddenly defected, leading to a rare failure in their alliance. Naturally, this war could not continue. It wouldn't be long before the two clans would retreat on their own. The Human Clan could also take this opportunity to withdraw and stop the war in the Vermilion Birdstar region. By then, the traitors who had surfaced should have been cleared out. In summary, the Human Clan would be the ultimate victor in this war. Lin Moyu collected the corpse of the three Silver Clan God Sovereign and left the 8-88 area. In the vast void, he found the forward base and teleported back. Upon returning to Fortress Number 8, Lin Moyu saw Zhu Qiwu. Zhu Qiwu looked at Lin Moyu with a serious expression.
You really didn't die.
The way he said it, Lin Moyu really wanted to retort, But seeing the few people behind Zhu Qiwu, he swallowed his words. They were the Thunder King Legion commander of Fortress Number 8 and 2 God Sovereign Elders. The three of them clearly understood Zhu Qiwu's words and were holding back their laughter as they looked at Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu silently swallowed his words, thinking to himself,
I'll let it slide this time, giving you some face.
He could clearly see the smile in Zhu Qiwu's eyes. This old guy obviously said it on purpose. Lin Moyu gave Zhu Qiwu face, cupping his fists in salute.
Thanks to your blessing, Senior, I didn't die.
He Chui know that.
What about those guys?
Lin Moyu replied in a low voice.
All killed. The detailed information is recorded in the battlefield token.
Zhu Qiwu nodded in satisfaction. He turned to the Thunder King Legion commander behind him and said,
Prepare for the final battle. Let them know that our fists are hard and big enough. Yes, sir.
The Thunder King Legion commander immediately obeyed and left with the two elders. Zhu Qiwu said,
Let's go back. Tell me the details of what happened.
Lin Moyu's actions were very important and would influence the decisions of the human clan's higher-ups. This war was largely initiated because of Lin Moyu. There were casualties in the war, and the human clan would pay a significant price. Starting a war for one person might result in the deaths of thousands of warriors. Seemed not worth it, but in reality it was very worth it. The human clan needed geniuses, true top-tier geniuses. When these geniuses grew into top-tier powerhouses, no amount of sacrifice would be too much. Similarly, Zhu Qiwu knew that Lin Moyu went to the 8 to 88 area but did not intervene. This danger also needed to be faced by Lin Moyu himself because he would face more dangerous situations in the future, and Zhu Qiwu couldn't be there every time. If Lin Moyu died, then their operation would be considered a failure. The whole process was very complex, constantly weighing the pros and cons, making decisions based on gains and losses, so complex that even Zhu Qiwu felt a headache. Lin Moyu recounted his experience. When he mentioned the arrival of the three-clan coalition and the three god sovereigns targeting him, Zhu Qiwu really broke out in a cold sweat for Lin Moyu. Until Lin Moyu killed them all and resurrected two god sovereigns to attack each other. Zhu Qiwu's eyes shone with admiration as he looked at Lin Moyu. Zhu Qiwu asked,
How did you think of making them attack each other?
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
Since I started the war, I should also end it. Once the dog-eat-dog mode starts, the war will end. As for whether you want to show mercy and let them go or use thunderous means to beat the drowning dog, that's entirely up to you, Senior.
Zhu Qiwu's eyes were filled with satisfaction, and he praised Lin Moyu in his heart. On the surface, he remained calm, but in his heart, he used all the words of praise he could think of for Lin Moyu. What is a genius? Lin Moyu was a true genius, even more so than Xiao Shang. Xiao Shang was very strong in combat, but he lacked in strategy. Xiao Shang could become a qualified warrior when he grew up, but he was not suitable to be a marshal and could not lead the human clan like Xiao Zhantian. But Lin Moyu was different. Lin Moyu was not only stronger in combat but also extremely smart. Throughout the entire process, Zhu Qiwu never told Lin Moyu their intentions, but Lin Moyu guessed it through some simple information. How many people in the human clan could guess their true purpose? Even Xiao Shang, who was once called the star of the human clan, couldn't do it. Especially in the end, when Lin Moyu resurrected two god sovereigns, it was a stroke of genius. In this way, the war could end with the two sides fighting each other. The human clan could retreat unscathed, and the first cooperation between the demon clan and the golden eagle clan would completely collapse. Zhu Qiwu couldn't help but think to himself,
This child has the talent of a leader.
In the backyard of the trading center, Yuju sat alone in his pavilion, frowning as he reviewed past records. The Yu family had a long heritage and detailed records of events from various eras in the Great World. Yuju released the news as Lin Moyu instructed and knew what Lin Moyu wanted to do. Lin Moyu also explained to Yuju why the human clan initiated the war in the Vermilion Bird Star region, especially before the 4-star region competition. Yuju listened in a daze, half understanding and half not. But he felt that he had heard of such things before, as if he had seen them somewhere. So after Lin Moyu left, he began to search through the family records. After a long search, he finally found a clue.
872 years ago, Shaoxing emerged and was hailed as the star of the human clan. Shaoxing was also listed as the top target on the must-kill list of various clans, with countless people wanting to eliminate him. Similarly, before the 4-star region competition, the human clan initiated a war. At that time, Shaoxing, with his 2nd stage God King realm, killed a 5th stage God King enemy and severely injured a 7th stage God King powerhouse. Finally, he survived the pursuit of the demon clan God Sovereign and was rescued by the human clan God Sovereign. That war lasted for a year, ending 6 months before the 4-star region competition. It almost caused the 4-star region competition to be unable to proceed normally. After analysis, it was concluded that the war was intentional, and its purpose was...
After reading the records, Yuju's eyes shone like stars, filled with admiration.
Captain, how did you guess it?
1434, 1434.